Guys, I'm gonna get going here and just bring my energy like I usually do, but I'm super stoked today. Our special guest is gonna be Maria Proyos, and she's got such a cool story. So, Maria, if you would unmute yourself, come join us out here or up here, and you gotta say something for you to jump up on my screen.
Hello.
Hello. Maria doesn't love doing this, but I begged her for about 2 months, and she's like, fine, Luis, I'll finally put everything else that I have going on to the side to be able to get you here. But Maria, thank you so much for joining us. I really do appreciate the fact that you are going to be sharing with the team. We got about 32 people on here, and we're going to make a constant effort as a group to keep growing this Zoom room because we can bring so much value for each other. Would you share with me how you got started in this? And don't be shy, go back and let us know, like, what got you going here.
Yeah. I started working as a admin for Chris Photo. And so I had no sales experience, didn't know anything about insurance, but started working for him and really just saw the kind of money that could be made in this industry and wanted to try it out for myself. So we were at a prior IMO. And once we came to Unitrust, I mean, it was like night and day difference. So I made the jump and been doing it here for about it was a year in August that I went full time. So,
About a year in August that you've been selling. How long did you do the admin role for?
Chris, how long? A year? A year and a
Okay.
half? Time
Little
flies.
longer, a little longer than
Yeah, didn't feel like it was so amazing. Best boss ever. Still miss,
that.
but yeah. So,
That's so cool. So you went from seeing like the backside of the business, the building side, the helping with all like numbers and just seeing all these other agents have success. And then when we made the transition over to Unitrust, it was just like, hey, the admin role might just not be needed here. So how about you dive into sales
mhm.
inside? And before I even go there, do you mind if I just put this out there? I know you're young. Can you just share with everybody how old you are? Are you cool with that?
Yeah, 23.
23 years old. So you were like 21, getting a job as an admin, so excited. You're doing it for a year and a half. Your eyes are like, damn, these people are making money out there. You come over here and the admin thing is gone. So now it's time to get out there. What were those nerves like? Like, were you like, so like, oh, I cannot believe I'm going into sales?
Yeah, I mean, I had like dabbled in sales when I was working for Chris. I did it like I would say less than part-time at the old company. So I had a little experience, although we didn't really have a script there. We didn't have the leads that we have here. It was basically cold calling, I'd say. So I struggled a lot and I really never thought that I would do this full time, but I just saw how quickly people were having success. And so, I mean, I was nervous, but I had been seeing it from the back end. Like I saw how agents were able to succeed. I saw the mistakes that agents made that caused them to have to quit and leave the industry. So I feel like I had a good understanding, and then it was simply uh, just diving all in and going in full time, and yeah, so
Doing it.
yeah, just doing it.
Mike and I said a lot this week. Ain't nothing to it, but just do it. All right. I see you smiling over there, Mike. But that's the truth, right? So you got to see it's kind of cool, right? Like you got to see the trainings, you got to see the top producers pouring into the newer agents. You got them telling, hey, track your numbers. Hey, do this. Hey, this is a pro tip. Use that. And then you came over and you like gathered so much knowledge from all that and just implemented it and have been seeing like success. I love that. What would you say is the biggest difference about being here and how we do things to where how the Wild West does things?
I would say, I mean, there's just nothing that I like. How do I word this? The script, I feel like at the other company, I was kind of just trying to make things up as I go. I would say a different thing to every client. And I just was all over the place. I was confusing myself, I was confusing them. Here there's really nothing confusing about it. I say the exact same thing to basically every single person. I don't uh I don't go away from the script. I mean, it's very repetitive, but it works. And so there was just no questions of, oh, what do I do in this situation? What do I say to this person? I mean, I follow that script to a T, and my process is exactly the same. I pause in the exact same like point of every script. I like laugh at the certain, I mean, if you heard me, it's like I'm not robotic, but I do like it's there's like no deferring from what I do every single day. It's the same exact thing. And it makes it very easy to
I love
I
that.
guess do well. I don't know.
I love you said that. You just said it makes it very easy to do well because there's so many people that are gonna be watching this and be like, dude, I'm not finding it to be very easy. And that's because they're doing exactly what the opposite of what you're saying. You're saying stick to the script, say exactly this, but this happened to me too. I came from a different place and I was just like, I'm gonna try telesales on my own. I got high contracts. I am not letting that go. I'm gonna just dive in. And dude, I struggled. Like I went through so many different phone calls. I didn't have a script. I didn't have a process. I was just trying to make it on my own, and it was just not working. And then I came here from being like a top producer elsewhere and saying, I'm gonna kill it. And I was just adding things into the script that did not need to be there. You know, Brad, Chris, Mike, they're like, where, where does it say that on that script? Like, what? Why are you going into this? And I'm just bringing things in. And ever since I stopped, it's allowed me to be able to get much better sales, right? So there's so many people watching. Like, dude, you're 23 years old. You came from being an admin, and you're saying this is easy. It's easy. We don't have to complicate it. Like we get in our own way. So take yourself out of the picture and just follow the script. I'm gonna have you just kind of tap your back a little bit here, okay? Because this is some really cool things, guys. 23 years old, came from being an admin. This month, she submitted over $44,000. Dude, sick. Last month, submitted over $57,000. I was just like, let's keep going. In 90 days, which is a 3 month thing, that's 147 submit. That's more than some people's comfortable salaries. Like they're just like, hell, I'm not leaving this 100K job. There's no way. In 90 days, you were able to submit that amount of business, having it being easy for you. 2024, do you have any idea how much business you submitted in 2024?
Yeah, I wrote this down. I thought you'd ask. Last year I did, well, issue paid 391.
My girl, you see that number right behind me on this side? I'm gonna get it right one day, Mike. You see this number right there? Can you guys make that out? $467,000 submitted. That's an unbelievable number, guys. That's like amazing. And on that, issue paid, because she's like, who cares how much I submit? It's how much I get paid, right? And the issue paid numbers 391, 392,000. That's an 84% placement. That's right in line with the numbers that we talk about. Like, look, your eyes are getting bigger. Like, you're so happy. You're like, this is sick. I can't believe it. Have you ever like pictured or imagined being 23 years old and submitting $393,000 issue paid?
No.
Oh, right? Like that's people go to school for years to become attorneys, to become lawyers, to be able to have like paychecks like this. And I don't know if you went to school, if you didn't go to school, truly it's irrelevant. I went to school. I almost shouldn't have because I don't need it for this. I had a lot of time partying with my fraternity brothers. Way to go, guys. But it doesn't do it. Like doesn't really do it. Doesn't justify it. But you're sitting here, you're producing those numbers, and that has given you a little bit of a lifestyle that is awesome to watch from afar, right? How are you implementing this? Like how do you set your schedule? How do you allow yourself to be able to enjoy that time off too? Like what are you doing lately?
Well, I want to say something. I told someone this earlier this week. I said, I don't necessarily have this passion for selling insurance. I don't love selling insurance, but I love the lifestyle that it provides for me. So I like can never see myself doing anything else just because of what I'm able to do like with my life. And I am 23, I'm single, I don't have kids. So right now I do a lot of traveling. And so when I am working, I mean, realistically, I work like 3 to 4 full days a week. Um, but then I'm able to take like weeks off at a time and travel. But was your question like my day-to-day schedule or like what my
It was more or less like, do you like try to aim or set yourself a goal of like, I'm gonna work this next 3, 4, 5 weeks, I'm gonna rack it up, and then I'm gonna take a week too and go to Florence and go to Spain and check out, I don't know, the ruins and Mac, whatever, wherever you're going. Like, how are you able to fit this in?
um yeah, so I mean if I have like a trip coming up like in 3 weeks I'm going to Greece.
Ooh.
So I'll be working extra the weeks prior and to make up for that week of no sales. So I'll buy more leads and work an extra day or two. I'll work on Saturdays. Um, but yeah, I mean, it kind of just depends. I don't necessarily have like a weekly cycle, maybe like 15K, 10 to 15. So a full day for me is minimum 10 appointments. And I buy as many leads as I need to get there. And if I don't have enough, I fall short, I just make up for it the next week.
And get some more, right? But it's like it's almost hard for you to fall short, not because just not because like you can't fall short or you're not working hard. It's hard for you to fall short because it's become easy to you from the system that you're following. And like you're saying, like you're sticking straight through it. I know I promised you no role playing, and we're not gonna do any role playing, but what do you feel like for you has allowed you to like get to that success? Like, would you pass on some tips, some tricks to everyone watching that maybe simplify the process a little bit easier for you?
Yeah, so I hesitant to say this because I feel like we don't really teach this, but I really don't focus on rapport at all. Like I'm friendly on the phone. I match their energy. So if they are super talkative and they want to tell me a story, like of course I'm going to engage with them, but I'm not doing fake rapport. I'm not trying to be their friend. Like I said, I can borderline like sound robotic, but I just sound like I need to get something done. I don't have much time. I'm very just like to the point. This is what you can qualify for. Let's do it or not, because I'm going to move on. I'm not trying to be their friend. And I feel like when I first started, I really tried to build a lot of rapport and it sounded really fake and phony. And I would listen back to my recordings and I would cringe at myself. Like, what am I saying? Like, it just doesn't seem genuine. And some people are super friendly. And like, if that's you, then I would recommend like going with that. But for me, I'm definitely not the most like out there, outgoing person. So I just am like very true to myself and I'm very direct. I can be monotone and but I feel like people will take me seriously.
Uh,
And so they're like, okay, like this is something that needs to get done. She seems serious about it. So I feel like that's why people kind of I don't get that many no-shows anymore. Like when I was super friendly when booking the appointment, I mean, I was getting no-showed like crazy.
say
But
that again for the people in the back. Some people couldn't hear you back there. What'd you say about being too friendly and getting no shows?
yeah, I just think that they thought it was maybe they could see it was a sales thing. And I don't want people to look at this as me trying to sell them. I'm not. I'm really what we say is like we're fulfilling. They called in. I'm the one that was assigned to help them out with it. So that's what I'm calling to do. I'm calling to do my job. I'm not calling to talk to you, be your friend, and try and sell you something.
When you're setting the appointment, do you even ask them how's your morning going?
I do, but I mean, it's very casual. It's like, how you doing? Good,
I don't
great.
really care. Yeah, how's your morning? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the reason I'm calling actually. So when are you available? Let's get
And
this
right
done.
into it, right? Oh
Yeah.
man, did you hear June's like last week when we role played with you? I mean, she asked me what time are you available? What time am I calling you like 14 times? And June has been killing it with appointments lately and just so direct. And I love that you're saying this. Like, take the friendliness out. You're calling to provide a plan. You're calling to provide a benefit to them that's gonna potentially be life changing for their families if they're able to put in place. So like you don't have to be friends with these people. How long do your calls last? No,
Um,
let's say no sell and then a sell.
well, I would say I'm done with like the presentation part before I show options, usually at like 8 minutes if it's like a single person or 10, 12 minutes if it's a couple. And then by the time I show them the options and I start an app, I would say like maybe like 15, 20 minutes. And then just depending on how the app goes, some people are slower than others, but I'm done with the presentation part in like 8 minutes, 5 to 8.
8 minutes,
Yeah.
right? Let me go ahead and find out your mortgage size, how much you're paying a month, your medications, get all this like housekeeping stuff out of the way, 8 minutes or less. And I've been talking with my MP Pros podcast partner a lot, and he's like, dude, I am through it in like 8 minutes. It's just there's no need to have to build any more rapport. If you want to build a little rapport, when do you do it?
In the application.
During the app, right? You need some time to like burn as like the wheels are spinning or America's taking a little bit longer for the next page to load. That's kind of like when you want to ask about the kids in the background. You want to tell them about your puppy or tell them about the trip you took. That's the time to be friendly. Before that, guys, keep it business, right? Keep it like imagine you work at a bank and you're just bored. Your life is so the same thing every single time. That's what you want to be able to do. Because I know that there's a lot of people in just our small group right now, which is not so small, but in our group that want to be able to hit those Ken Johnson numbers, those Miranda Peters numbers, those Maria Proyo numbers. Like you guys are killing it out there. And I love that. And it's because you have found the way to make this easy, right? Don't be friends, get right to it. Is there I don't really want to go into product, but do you here's one thing that I struggle with, right? If I get to like a 35-year-old that's pretty healthy and has a mortgage of like 150,000, nothing great. Are you gonna where would you go with that?
American Amicable. I mean, it just
Turn,
depends.
cashback, IUL, what's your go-to?
I would do if it's a healthy 35-year-old, you said.
Hmm.
I would do term.
A term, a cashback plan, probably.
Yeah, depending on what their income looks like.
Right? That to me is the biggest struggle. Like seeing like people are super healthy, and I don't want to go with maybe like the LGAs because like it might be just way too low. I don't want to get somebody a $30 policy. Don't get me wrong. Protect the people, put them first, do what's right for them, no matter what. Right? But also look out for yourself because as agents, we want to be able to provide value, but also take care of our families and do well. And just like many of us say, we have a target that we want to be able to get to. So as an agent, do what's best for the customer and do what's best for yourself. Match them in the middle, and that's where you're gonna find the best growth. I love having you on here, and I love how you're making this just so simple. I know you're building too, right? What what is it that you're maybe doing out there to kind of expedite the growth of your team?
I mean, I've taken a little bit of a step back from building, but I focus more on my warm market. So, as everyone knows, Bridget on here, she's killing it, and we're friends from church. And I introduced her to this opportunity at the gym. So I just talk to people about it. I mean, really, people do ask me like how I'm able to do the things I do outside my personal life. What am I doing for work? Am I even working? Sometimes it doesn't look like it, but yeah, so I just talk to people, and I mean it's definitely not easy. Like I don't want to come on here and make it seem like I'm just a walk in the park every day. So easy, but it's easy work, it takes work. It takes a lot of time, and it took a lot of time to get good at this. But then I feel like once you have it down, you just, as long as you put the numbers in your favor, you really can't fail. So, yeah, just making people aware of that. But I do just talk to people and they ask me. So,
I think you have such an opportunity over so many others because of you're doing it. You're living it. You're young, you're traveling, you're making money. I would put that everywhere for the world to see because you're truly an inspiration. And I love that about you. And I think that's how I got you to come on because last week you suddenly had a doctor's appointment and then something else. I was just like, you're inspiring people. Let's get you on here. You're like, fine, Luis, let's do it. Let's get on camera and let's go. So I would encourage you to be shy, not be shy, because you're gonna the moment you're able to share that, you're not showing off. You're showing the potential that everybody else out there also has. And like this, like you said, you're single right now, you're young, you can travel, but for so many people that maybe already have kids that have mortgages, to be able to make money like that could be a shift in their world, right? But just like everything, they say it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert. You put some hours in the admin and just watching. Then you came in and you're like, hey, I struggled a little bit at first, but then now you're saying this is easy. You're just following the system, you're sticking to it, you're not BSing, you're not being their friend. You're like, I have a job to do, let me get to it, and then you're making it work out. It's just it's so cool. What else? I mean, they all want to hear from you. They don't want to hear from me. I talk too much. What would you tell any new agent coming in to like expedite them?
I would say just don't overcomplicate it. Less is more. That's like my whole thing. Like the less if I can get through the script saying like the least amount of words possible, I'm gonna do that because I just I only know what I'm told and I only know what the script tells me to say. So just follow that. Don't try and be an expert. Don't go elsewhere trying to learn about all the different products and try and sell them all these like crazy advanced IULs. I mean, we have them, they're great, but I don't sell them personally. Um, and so just be a student of the game and lean on your mentor and watch the trainings and you'll pick it up.
Right? It's just it's gonna come. Just don't give up on yourself. Keep at it. You're a smart person. Did you reach out a lot at first? Were you like, Chris, 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 Chris? Like, were you reaching out to other people to like help you get better, or you kind of just take it up on yourself?
No, I mean I had the best mentor you could have. So Chris, everything I owe it all to him, really. He there's not really anyone better I could have learned from. So yeah, I mean I don't think I harassed him too much, but maybe I did.
He definitely reached out a little bit. I think I see a tear coming out of his eye right now. He's just so proud. I absolutely love that. That's so cool. And Chris, you are the best, brother. You're part of the reason why many of us are here. You and Grayson have built an amazing, amazing culture, an amazing team. And I'm personally happy to be a part of it and be able to give back to all you guys and pour in. But dude, I'm so excited to work with you, to partner with you, to watch you grow, to be jealous while you're traveling the world and just be a part of it all. And so thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it. And let's have everybody else that's down here that wants to be making those numbers propel by watching things like this. Guys, give it up. Maria Proyos, you're the bomb. Thanks.